discuss, what the prospects of Centrum are, Jaspal Bindra, the Executive Chairman himself at Centrum, joins us on the show right now to really discuss what is the vision for the company going forward, what is it that we can stare at in the next 2 years to come, and what is their growth strategy. Mr. Bindra, such a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you so much for taking the time out and joining us today in the studios. So what really is the vision for 2020? What is it that we can see from your company in the next 2 years to come?
Well, we hope and believe that we will bring a lot of value. We are into building something that is credible, that is respected among our stakeholders. And luckily, it's at a time when there is a lot of tailwind for our sector. So we're happy about that. I think the credit needs are growing very quickly. The need for financial services are catapulting, and we think we are at the right place at the right time.
The reason why Aisha also asked you that question is because your stock, and we're not asking you to comment on your stock move, but it signifies that there has been a change in strategy which is working for your business. So, I know that a strategy can't be one strand approach. It has to be coming together of many things. What has really changed in your own focus area for the business to take off from here? Why is the market being so optimistic about your business?
No, we're obviously very thankful for the confidence the investors are placing in our company. Clearly, we are looking to move away from a concentrated fee business, which is what we were for many years, to a more balanced fee lending and asset management business. And I think that's the journey we've set ourselves on. I think we've shown the early sort of establishments of the lending business already, and we plan to grow on that. And so in the 3 to 5 year period, we hope we will be a far more balanced and more diversified financial services company.
So exactly that, how is your portfolio mix going to shape up in the next 3 to 5 years as opposed to what it's currently at?
So the fee businesses were almost 100% of what we were doing. That is going to move out to be more like 50% in the next few years between lending and fee business, and then over time asset management will be the other third. So over the medium to long term, we should be in 1/3 each of fee, lending and asset management business.
Mr. Bindra, I just wanted to ask you as a follow-up to that, what would be your differentiator? Because please do not mind this, but a lot of the broking firms are diversifying. That's the stream that they're following right now, given, like you said, the opportunity that there is in the market. So what's your differentiator? How is it that you'll be able to stand out and add value in an increasingly competitive market, or so it seems? Because your peers are also headed in the same direction.
Yeah, I think it's all about the execution. There can't be that much difference in the strategy itself. We are all going after the same market segment.
Exactly.
What we are fortunate about is that we have capital and debt available at much better attractive rates than they ever were, and in more plentiful than before. But it is about being selective about the market segments, about the geography, about the products, and I think that is all the rigor of execution, and that's where we hope we will distinguish ourselves.
But currently, it's the Forex business which is your largest revenue contributor. What's the plan for this business? Are you looking at an international tie-up, any acquisition, etc.? And would this continue to be your largest revenue contributor?
I think in the immediate term, yes, it will be our largest contributor. We believe that there is tremendous growth potential still left in the FX business. Today we are the single largest operator in airports in India, international airports. We're the single largest issuer of prepaid cards for travel. But today only 25 million people are traveling overseas. That number is expected to double by 2020. So there is still a lot of steam in the existing business. We obviously have plans to do other things adjacent to what we are doing within the foreign exchange and travel business. But for now, the potential is seeming very attractive.
Which is on the lines of?
So we've just closed out as the exclusive buyer of all currency from Flamingo, which is the duty-free operator in all the international airports in India. We've also been for the first time included by SBI to buy currency directly from them, which we were early importing. So those are making major differences in the margin mix. But there is obviously room for us to go into inward remittance, which we don't do today, domestic money remittance, which also we don't do today. So I think there is a lot of businesses that we can consider for the future.
Okay, that sounds like a great plan on the Forex side. Now you have wealth management, the broking business, which we are aware about. Let's talk about the insurance business and the housing finance business, both the fancies of the market right now. Value unlocking is the way forward, I would imagine, but what's, to get to that stage, what are the plans?
Yeah, too early for us to be thinking of value unlocking. It's early days for us, but insurance, we moved from being a pure distributor now to be a broking house in insurance, so we can sell every insurance agent now across health, general and life. We have large plans for insurance and to start with, continue with the broking business. We think we can grow that business 30 to 50% every year from now. But at some stage, we are keeping the options open on manufacturing as well, on insurance.
Would you be would you consider talking to an international player? Because I think most of the big players have already been booked.
I think
now,
by
in
design,
fact, they're breaking
I think by
out.
design, there is no other choice. We will have to, if at
But
any point we
currently you're not in
decide.
talks with
No,
anybody.
it's too early for us.
What about the housing finance business? Because
The housing is also early business for us. We started last year, but we now are operating out of 12 offices, which we opened since early this year. And that is going to continue to expand. We think it's a very attractive business. Again, you were asking how we want to be different. So in the housing, we felt that doing the 10 to 15 lakh financing in small tier towns was where we could make the difference. So it's the same business. We lend against houses, we lend to individuals, but we're just choosing our markets. We are only in 4 states. And we're doing small ticket.
How do you differentiate there, sir? Because you have a lot of competition coming in from MFIs as well. I know their lending is more towards the farmers and smaller ticket sizes, but they're also diversifying. And plus, you have these small niche NBFCs, who are also lending against properties. So that LAP market is pretty active in the inner pocket. So how do you stand?
They are in the interest rate coupon of about 14 to 17%.
Okay.
We are at the 11.5 to 12.5. So we've differentiated ourselves on price.
Okay. So you're closer towards the early 2 digits. Okay.
Okay. What about the SME financing business? And right now, is that getting impacted because of demonetization, GST?
So we're doing, in the SME finance, we're doing slightly larger ticket items, but they're all structured and secured. So to that extent, it's not as exposed as maybe an unsecured would be.
And what would be your average ticket sizes there?
There's about 15 to 20 crores.
Okay. So, there's still a lot to talk about, but I want to understand how, even though, Aisha's asked you this question about how the revenue mix would look like, and you said broking, Forex, those will be the key contributors. I want to understand from the nascent businesses, how much revenue contribution do you see? So, big picture from a 2020 perspective, or maybe extending out to, 2025. How would the group's revenues get divided? Because that would be enough time for these new businesses also to scale up.
So we feel that the lending businesses put together, which are all nascent because they all started late last year, early this year, would over the 3 to 5 year period be equal to the fee businesses. So they will be 50-50. Okay. But over time, we are also going to add asset management businesses. And eventually, we want to be 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 between fee business, asset management business and the lending business.
Would you have any capital requirements? Because this is large growth prospects that you're talking about.
If you're in the lending business, you perennially need capital. So we will be.
And how would you be looking at raising capital? Because you, I think, mentioned on that also, debt versus equity. What would be your preference?
So initially, I think promoters are comfortable financing the next year, 15 months of capital.
How much would that be, sir?
Should be in a total of about 700 to 1,000 crores.
Okay.
But post that, we will definitely look at other sources of financing.
And what would be your total capital requirements for for these future projects and for?
Well, the plan is
from a
there for what we have on plan today, but we are not sort of closing ourselves to what we have on plan today. We think there'll be many opportunities for acquisition. We think there'll be other opportunities in the market. So it's difficult to define a precise number.
Segment?
In our lines of business, we are not going to deviate from what we plan to do. But the agenda is growth. It need not necessarily be organic only.
Okay. Well, it's been a great conversation, Mr. Bindra.
Thank you.
We really appreciate you making this exception and speaking with us today.
My
and
pleasure.
do
Thanks
hope
so
that you can come back again.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.